Hard.
Hello, everyone. At the moment, we have two committee members, so if Commissioner Mankins, if you want to join us, will you turn your screen on?
How much is the ad, Danette?
It is, let's see, $1,421.93.
Chairman McDonough.
Commissioner Mankins? Thank you for joining us.
Danette, you have a new total for us on the check run?
I do. $2,084,640.82.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yep. 2,084,640.82.
Yep.
640.82.
Perfect. All right, I will call the Finance and Budget Committee meeting of September 2nd, 2020 to order. Quick roll call here. Does anyone know if Commissioner Callahan is
Sorry.
downstairs? Okay. Commissioner Callahan might be joining us in a minute. Okay, start off with Commissioner Shea this week.
She's getting on.
Sorry, I couldn't get it to unmute. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any questions this week. Thanks.
Okay. Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you, Chairman McDonough. I don't know that I have any questions, but I do have a few topics for conversation, and I guess we can bring them up now. Danette is available, I think. So claim on 3923 is the elevator maintenances. There's a lot of them on this past week. I see Cone is, are they the only ones that, are they a sole source provider, or did we ever, I know we don't have to bid it out, but has anyone ever thought about checking around a little bit with other elevator inspections to see if we, you know, what we got going there?
Chairman McDonough, Commissioner Fisher, we did do that 3 years ago. I think this is the last year on this contract. We do have some elevators. I think the one in the archives is a sole source with Cone. The one in the detention center is actually a sole source with another vendor.
Okay.
But this would be the final year, I believe, on this contract.
Okay, thank you.
Or actually, we did this one in 15, I think. This is the 5th year. We did this one in 15. So this is the 5th year on this one.
Okay, Chairman McDonough, if I may continue. Thank you.
Please, Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you. Also, there is no concern, but is there a commissioner on the library board at this time?
Commissioner Shea.
Thank you. Michelle, how things going at the library? I see they have quite a few claims.
They're going good.
Okay.
Things are going good at the library. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know when I'm hitting my space bar to unmute. It's not working for some reason.
Well, that's okay. I just, what am I know that Cheryl Ralph had that for years, and she always thought someone else should be on it, but I'm glad
someone else is on it now. And, you know, those meetings are virtual, and if you would like to attend, we would welcome you, honestly. They're pretty easy going.
Yeah. Thank you for the invite. We'll give that some consideration in the future.
So, Commissioner McDonough, can I jump in a second?
Absolutely.
So, Commissioner Fisher, the reason probably too why you're seeing more claims this week with them as Steph was out for a couple weeks. And so she's just coming back in, signing some claims. So they've had some rotating of staff down there. So with different medical and then COVID and everything. So
Always good to have a little bit of input of what's going on.
there is a little extra claims.
Claim number 3886, page 62, ARCO labor for the weed department for $12,000. How does that work? If you could explain to me a little bit. We collect the money from ARCO to pay their wages, but weren't their wages kind of calculated into the budget to start with?
No. So this is actually bills that ARCO pays our weed department to do the spraying for them. So this is a summer bill for all summer for their weed, the spraying on their lots by our weed and community enrichment department. So they bill them. A lot of these we do as internal transfers, but ARCO prefers to have the hard documentation and the claim form when we submit for reimbursement from those funds. So we process a claim like this for them.
And then does that money go into the general fund or into the weed department budget?
The weed department budget.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm winding down, Chairman McDonough. I appreciate your leniency.
Fisher, you have the floor until you tell me you're done. You have 25 minutes left. It's all yours.
Ed, if I may, we read, and I know you've explained this to me more than one time, and maybe not just for me, but when we have retainage for like Gilman on Hanson Road and the shops, and I know you've explained that to me, how the state works and things, but if you would, please just refresh my memory again. We're going into a new year. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So on the major projects, we always hold retainage either 5 to 10%, depending upon engineering recommendations for a project. And so we hold that retainage to make sure that we get to go through and do a punch list, and similar to what you do if you have your own projects, your own home or whatever. You don't do the final payout till you're assured the project meets all the requirements. And in our case, the engineers that we usually hire are the ones that sign off before we ever release the retainage. The 1% that you're talking about is the gross tax receipt that by state law, when we are managing a project, we have to hold with 1% and then file a contractor's report with every payment. And then the contractors, once the project is complete, can file with the state to get those funds released back to them. It's part of a tax type thing for the state.
Similar like what goes to our judiciary department on demo bonds and things like that with the state.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. You're always a great help, and I always need a little education. I'm not getting any younger, and I'm not getting any smarter. So it's going to be another 4 years that we're going into. So thank you so much, Ted. I appreciate your service, and thank you, Chairman McDonough. That is all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Commissioners here, Commissioner Fisher.
I appreciate the questions. It keeps me trying to have to learn everything and keep on top of it. So
I've been senior jokes for Miss Gleason.
I also appreciate the questions.
Gonna be some vacancies on the board, fellas and ladies. Sorry. Commissioner Callahan, do you have any questions?
Thanks, Chairman McDonough. I have none.
Okay. Commissioner O'Neill.
Thanks, Chairman. I do have a question just on mainly it says nothing to do with the budgets. How's the county shops going? I see the money's going to pay out, and is it done? Moved in there? If it is, and I don't realize it is, I'm sorry, but they almost done. They are following budget. Are they doing a good job?
So you were breaking up a little bit, so I'll try to answer all your questions and then respond back if I forget something. But the county shops, we have a meeting every week now, almost every week. Sometimes the holidays jump in there on us, but they're progressing very well. They're under budget, actually. The timeline, we're meeting most all of those, the obligated timelines with the shops and with the bus barn and the bus wash. So they'll start releasing buildings to us probably the first part of January, with completion most likely by the end of January. We do have a meeting coming up on some concrete work that for a grizzly that might push us into February, but for the major portion of the project and whatnot, they'll probably be starting to move in there the first part of January.
Good deal. One more. Thanks to that. Another question is we're going into winter, and I don't know how to where to even go with this. Is the vehicles. Kind of a couple different questions on the vehicles that run, the county vehicles that are out on the streets running, and then the police vehicles that are running at all times. And then my other favorite thing is the police giving each other rides, not driving their vehicles to work. Like, I don't even know where to go with that, but I definitely want to. What do we do? How can I just get a lot of people that any conversation when somebody's yelling at me about how great Butte-Silver Bow is in the commissioner talk, that comes up amongst roads and whatnot, and I guess I always say I'm gonna figure it out now. I need to figure it out. I need your guys' help and what we do, and even as far as how much money we waste and for the cops to drive back and forth. I mean, I know maybe it's a crazy thing to even bring up, but I really want to make sense of it. The people of Butte want to know why the police don't have their own vehicles to work. And then you see a lot of county vehicles that are running, how much gas we going through, yada, yada, yada. Just definitely make up on that.
So Commissioner McDonough, Commissioner O'Neill. So we're in the process right now. We will be coming to you next week with a recommendation for the fleet card program. Along with that, we were very fortunate to have respondents to that RFP that has a lot of detail in their reporting for us. So we're going to be able to do a lot more mileage tracking, a lot more individual use tracking. So it's not going to be so much tied to just the vehicle itself like it kind of is today. It's going to be tied to a person in a vehicle. And so we'll kind of be able to track that. Hopefully we could do some type of analytical work for you and present that to you and kind of explain what that looks like, and then kind of look at the different scenarios of like response times. Example, we'd have to use law enforcement a lot, their staff to help us with that, because the part of the reason why they pick up and drop off like that is so they can quickly respond to calls. So it's not that they're coming up or going to a location and switching vehicles, going through all that before they can immediately respond to a call. Or that's how it's been explained to me in the past. So we could, you could either do one of two things. You could request us to start looking at that right now, or we could wait until we have the fleet card system up and running. Hopefully we'll have at least by February would be probably our first full month of the fleet card system. So we could start giving you more information then. In the meantime, we could definitely be working with the sheriff's department on some of the other items of, we don't even know the distance. I can't even tell you the distance of where all the individuals led the work in law enforcement. So we'd have to gather all that information too.
Commissioner O'Neill.
Thank you, Nanette. Thank you, Commissioner McDonough. That'd be great. Even the idleness on a vehicle. Don't get me wrong. I flunked mechanics in high school, but I know it isn't good for your vehicle to run at all times like that and idle things. I know Google will tell you that that isn't the thing. But I just think that there has to be a better way. And it's not picking on anybody, but
No.
the response time for the police, to me, it seems silly to me. If they're going to go drop somebody off, wouldn't somebody be catching some overtime or something if there was a call? I mean, if there's a call, are they dropping them off then going to the call? I don't know. It just seems we all here drive to work. I would like to know: are we spending too much money? Are we? I would imagine it seems to me there'd be a big cost in running around there. But anyways, I think that's fine to, you guys are doing research on that, but I think it's, again, the whole town sees it. So I think it's something that needs to be looked at. And if it makes sense, and I guess we keep going our merry way, but that's a little tiny thing that I think that we could really make a big difference. So thank you.
So Commissioner McDonough, can I just add one other thing? Because I should add this to Commissioner O'Neill. So, and in the police vehicles, I think we talked about this a little bit before, they have their own laptops. And those laptops are all connected into the wiring and the batteries and whatnot with the cars. But they do have most of them. I checked with IT after our last conversation about this, and for the most part, they could be off at least an hour before they would ever have issues. Probably 2 hours, but we would safely tell them 1 hour, so they never lost. They would never have any issues just because they turned their vehicle off. So there is some technology that we have to look into to make sure that it's appropriate too. But for the most part, an on and off should not trigger some issue.
I might suggest that we could ask Sheriff Lester too to attend a budget meeting online, and he can answer some of these questions himself. Maybe give us I'll extend an invitation to Sheriff Lester to see if we can do it this month before Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman McDonough. I think Chairman McDonough, I almost called you Brendan there. We're getting but anyhow, if you remember some time ago when Commissioner Foley chaired the committee, I think we did have, I don't know, was it Sheriff Lester who had one coming? I think one of the things they said was when an officer's giving another officer a ride to his house, sometimes that's neighborhoods that's getting patrolled with the patrol car that normally wouldn't get patrolled anyhow. But, I think that was one of them lived out towards Rocker or somewhere there, and they use that. That's when we had that big conversation about the speed limit along the Santa Claus Road and out there. We went through a lot of that, but that was one of the issues that they said they thought was a good reason to have the police officers kind of shuttle the others around, was to give exposure in the other areas. And, whether you want to buy that or whatever, that's what we were told at one time. So I'm all for having somebody come and explain if you wish. Thank you.
Thank you. Danette, I have a question in regards to a follow-up on Commissioner O'Neill's.
Okay.
In terms of the county shop, if we come under budget, who benefits, the NRD or Butte-Silver Bow?
Well, we would hope that we would have some ability. I think we're going to be just pretty close to right on budget. I don't think we're going to be significantly under budget when it's all said and done. But we would hope that if there's something missing, that the public works director preferred to have in the shops, that we'd be able to take care of it then at that time. Of course, we know that sometimes that doesn't always work that way, and NRDs shifts it. I mean, although our community will most likely still be getting those funds in some form, but they might shift it to a different pot. They also allocated some of our other funding. Remember, they shifted some of our funding that was originally handled for water company over into this project. So at the minimum, we would request those to go backfill into those different buckets that it was originally taken from, like meter replacement and some of the water issues that we wanted to still address.
In regards to the meters, is our next round of promotions good till the end of the year on the free meter? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then I have a question in regards to the Wausau project.
Oh, yes.
I'm on the board, but we haven't met in a month. Just to refresh my memory, could you tell us, is this a drawdown, like a completion?
It's the total amount. So I think you originally appropriated 400 and something, and then you did an additional 88,000, 80 or 418, and then 88. I don't know. It's the 515. Yeah, the 515,000 total is the total project amount.
Okay. Yep, we had to up it due to the infrastructure.
Yes.
Based on the armory delay, for those of you that aren't aware, we were going to have the subdivision with the road and infrastructure built with the National Guard or the Armory project that is delayed. So it delayed our ability to provide infrastructure. So we had to get utilities that we promised to Wausau, but good project, but increased the funding like 88. Is that correct, Annette?
Yeah, it was like 80, around 88, almost 89,000, I think is what the increase was.
I'm sorry, Commissioner McDonough, what is that? What's the acronym?
So Wausau Construction is the.
Oh, okay, I got you. Sorry, I thought it was something else.
Originally, we had, we were going to have the plans back for subdivision quicker, we thought. It's been in the works for a long time, but we were going to have a subdivided loop with access to several lots. It's still in the works, but the Wausau project ended up building faster than we had our plans back for the subdivision. So we had to pinch hit at the last minute, the board did, and Kristen Rosa in her office to provide infrastructure to Wausau. We promised them the infrastructure. Great. I mean, it's a huge benefit. We're hoping to do it through the other project, but it's kind of where we're at. So we added 88,000 onto the project cost. Commissioner Anderson, do you have any questions tonight?
I do not. Thank you very much.
Okay, Commissioner Mankins or Commissioner Frederickson, you don't get the check round. If you have any budget questions while we have a few minutes here. Okay. Danette, do you have any other updates?
No, just to add claim number 4010 to the check run for, it's paying the Butte-Silver Boat Treasure. It's actually paying property taxes for 4 different properties for national affordable housing, the non-projects that we have that haven't been sold. And we did not get the bills till about noon today. And so in order to avoid any penalty and interest or issues with the treasurer's office, we're requesting to add those to the claim run.
Okay. So we have an updated total. With the added claim, our total this week is $2,084,640.82.
Yes.
Okay, someone would like to make a motion in regards to the review.
I will make a motion that we review the expenditure list for 12/1/20, including the added check for the total amount of $2,084,640.82.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor?
It should be 12-2, but that's fine.
What's that, Commissioner Anderson?
Michelle said 12-1 is actually 12-2, but I'm good.
Okay.
The expenditure list was dated 12/1 for yesterday.
It's always dated a day ahead.
Okay, we've got the motion in a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion's approved. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you here in 5 minutes.
Motion
Thank
to
you.
adjourn.
See you in a few.
Thank you all.